Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadesh. Anybody like to help me read the translation here? There are several verses. We can take turns if you like. Mother Vindhyavali, maybe you can read number 1.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. My dear Lord Chaitanya, please be merciful to me, because we can be more merciful than your Lordship within these 3 worlds.
Somebody like to do number 2?
Yes, Prabhuji. Your incarnation is just to reclaim the conditioned fallen souls, but I assure you that you will not find a greater fallen soul than me. Therefore, my claim is first.
Number 3?
Hare Krishna. My dear Lord Nityananda, you are always joyful in spiritual bliss. Since you always appear very happy, I have come to you because I am most unhappy. If you kindly put your glance over me, then I may also become happy.
Number 4.
My dear Advait Prabhu, husband of Sita, you are so kind. Please be merciful to me. If you are kind to me, naturally Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda will also be kind to me.
Number 5.
Gaura's love embodied is shown by Gadadhar Pandita, Srinivas Pandita, and Haridas Thakura are the ocean of mercy.
Number 6.
O Sarup Damodar, personal secretary of Lord Chaitanya, O 6 Goswamis, O Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Raghunath Dasa Goswami. O Lokanath Goswami, my beloved spiritual master, Narottam Das also prays for your mercy.
Number 7.
O Srinivas Acharya, successor to the 6 Goswamis, please be merciful to me. Narottam Dasa always directs the company of Ramachandra Chakravarti.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna devotees, good morning once again. We're here to read about the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. as given to us in the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. We are in the 6th chapter. This is about Lord Chaitanya's encounter with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya at the Jagannath temple in Jagannath Puri. Lord Chaitanya, as a sannyasi, he traveled to Jagannath Puri, and upon seeing Lord Jagannath, he passed out in ecstatic bliss. The Pundit of Jagannath Puri, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he saw this and he was wondering what was going on. He looked like a very young sannyasi, and he was only in his mid-20s, so this was also kind of a little bit uncommon. So he wanted to see what was going on, and to the guards there, they saw maybe this is creating some level of disturbance. They were just going to, gather his body up and drag him off, outside. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, "No, wait, let's see what's really going on here." So he started analyzing the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he noticed that in the verse that we read last week, he said he has very uncommon ecstatic symptoms of this Adiruddha Bhava, and they're appearing in the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is very wonderful. How are these possible in the body of a human being? So he was aware of what these qualities were, but he's never seen this or heard of it ever manifesting in the body of another person. So we're picking up today on text number 14, and our reading today is, there's not many, if at all, any purports. Maybe we'll get to one, but most of it'll just be reading. So please follow along in the pastime. This is important because it's part of our Gaudiya tradition, our lineage, and by hearing this pastime, it'll bring us closer in our attachment to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his mission to deliver the fallen souls. Hare Krishna. Text number 14. Nishinga Prabhu, would you like to do the Sanskrit? I mean the Bengali, rather?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
We'll just flow right from one translation to another until we stop.
এতচিন্তি ভট্টাচার্য আছেন বসিয়া নিত্যানন্দদি সিংহদ্বারে মিলিল আসিয়া.
Translation. While the Bhattacharya was thinking in this way at his home, all the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, headed by Nityananda Prabhu, approached the Shimha Dwara, the entrance door of the temple.
তাহা শুনে লোকে কহে অনন্য বাত এক সন্ন্যাসী আসি দেখি জগন্নাথ.
There the devotees heard the people talking about a mendicant who had come to Jagannath Puri and seen the deity of Jagannath.
মূর্ছিত হইল চেতনা না হয় শরীরে সার্বভৌম লয়া গেলে আপনার ঘরে.
The people said that the sannyasi had fallen unconscious upon seeing the deity of Lord Jagannath. Because his consciousness did not return, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had taken him to his home.
শুনে সবে জানিলা এই মহাপ্রভুর কার্য হেনকালে আইলা তাহা গোপীনাথ আচার্য.
Hearing this, the devotee could understand that they are speaking of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just then, Sri Gopinath Acharya arrived.
নদিয়া নিবাসী বিশারদের জামাতা মহাপ্রভুর ভক্ত তেহ প্রভু তত্ত্ব জ্ঞাতা.
Gopinath Acharya was a resident of Nadia, the son-in-law of Visharada and a devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He knew the true identity of his lordship.
মুকুন্দ সহিত পূর্বে আছে পরিচয়, মুকুন্দ দেখিয়া তার হইল বিস্ময়।
Gopinathacharya had previously been acquainted with Mukunda Dat, and when the Acharya saw him at Jagannath Puri, he was very much astonished.
মুকুন্দ তাহারে দেখি কইল নমস্কার, তেহে আলিঙ্গিয়া পুছে প্রভুর সমাচার।
Mukunda Dat offered obeisances unto Gopinathacharya upon meeting him. Then the Acharya embraced Mukunda Datta and inquired about the news of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
মুকুন্দ কহে, প্রভুর ইহা হইল আগমনে, আমি সবে আসিয়াছি মহাপ্রভুর সনে।
Mukunda Datta replied, "The Lord has already arrived here. We have come with him."
নিত্যানন্দ গোসাইকে আচার্য কইল নমস্কার, সবে মিলি পুছে প্রভুর বার্তা বারবার।
As soon as Gopinathacharya saw Nityananda Prabhu, he offered his obeisances unto him. In this way, meaning all the devotees, he asked about the news of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again and again. Just want to mention real quick because the name Mukunda Datta, who is a great devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tomorrow night at the temple, we have a very wonderful devotee, disciple of Srila Prabhupada. His name is Mukunda Datta Das, or Mukunda Datta Prabhu. He'll be visiting. So I just wanted to put that out there to all the devotees. Program begins Thursday evening at 6:30. He'll give some bhajans as well as Krishna Katha. So please join us for that. Okay, text number 23.
মুকুন্দ কহে, মহাপ্রভু সন্ন্যাস করিয়া নীলাচলে আইলা সঙ্গে আমা সবে লইয়া।
Mukunda Datta continued, after accepting the sannyas order, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to Jagannath Puri and has brought all of us with him.
আমা সভা ছাড়ি আগে গেলা দর্শনে, আমি সব পাছে আইলা তার অন্বেষণে।
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left our company and walked ahead to see Lord Jagannath. We have just arrived and are now looking for him.
অন্যান্য লোকের মুখে যে কথা শুনিল, সার্বভৌম গৃহে প্রভু অনুমান কইল।
From the talk of the people in general, we have guessed that the Lord is now at the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya.
ঈশ্বর দর্শনে প্রভু প্রেমে অচেতন, সার্বভৌম লয়া গেল আপন ভবন।
So this was obviously from that verse there, that it was quite a big topic that people were talking about, so they were able to identify that it was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who everybody was talking about, but for the people in general that were there, this was kind of a newcomer into Jagannath Puri and who had passed out, but everybody was talking about it. They identified it as Lord Chaitanya, and therefore he was residing at the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Upon seeing Lord Jagannath, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became ecstatic and fell unconscious, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has taken him to his home in this condition.
তোমার মিলনে যবে আমার হইল মন, দৈবে সেই ক্ষণে পাইলু তোমার দর্শন।
Just as I was thinking of meeting you, by chance, we have actually met.
চলো সবে যাই সার্বভৌমের ভবন, প্রভু দেখি পাছে করিব ঈশ্বর দর্শন।
First, let us all go to the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Later, we shall come to see Lord Jagannath.
এত শুনি গোপীনাথ সবারে লইয়া সার্বভৌম ঘরে গেলা হর্ষিত হইয়া।
Just one point there I thought is interesting that when they arrived, it could have been for various reasons. It's not really stated here. Um, you know, they said, first, let's go to the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Later, we will come and see Lord Jagannath. And, it could have been for various reasons. We just don't know. Maybe the temple was closed at that point. The darshan was closed. Maybe the Lord was taking rest. But another reason could be that when we go to see the Lord, we first offer obeisances to the spiritual master, because it is through the mercy of the spiritual master that the Lord is revealed to us. No other way. We can't force our way to see Krishna. Krishna is revealed. Krishna reveals himself, and he's revealed himself through his pure devotee. So, in going to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this falls in line with this etiquette and logic, to first approach the person who will reveal Lord Jagannath, to us. And therefore, seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would be appropriate. If anybody would read this and think, wow, they should have gone to see Lord Jagannath first, to show respect to the Supreme Lord. Text number 29.
এত শুনি গোপীনাথ সবারে লইয়া সার্বভৌম ঘরে গেলা হর্ষিত হইয়া।
Hearing this and feeling very pleased, Gopinath Acharya immediately took all the devotees with him and approached the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya.
সার্বভৌম স্থানে গিয়া প্রভুকে দেখিল, প্রভু দেখি আচার্যের দুঃখে হর্ষ হইল।
Arriving at that home of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, everyone saw the Lord lying unconscious. Seeing him in this condition, Gopinath Acharya became very unhappy, but at the same time, he was very happy just to see the Lord.
সার্বভৌমে জানাইয়া সবে নিল অভ্যন্তরে, নিত্যানন্দ গোসাইরে তেহ কইল নমস্কারে।
Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya permitted all the devotees to enter his house, and upon seeing Nityananda Prabhu, the Bhattacharya offered him obeisances.
সবার সহিত যথাযোগ্য করিল মিলন, প্রভু দেখে সবার হইল হর্ষিত মন।
Sarvabhauma met with all the devotees and offered them a proper welcome. They were all pleased to see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
সার্বভৌম পাঠাইল সভা দর্শন করিতে, চন্দনেশ্বর নিজ পুত্র দিল সবার সাথে।
The Bhattacharya then sent them all back to see Lord Jagannath, and he asked his own son, Chandaneshwar, to accompany them as a guide.
জগন্নাথ দেখি সবার হইল আনন্দ, ভাবেতে অবিষ্ট হইলা প্রভু নিত্যানন্দ।
Everyone was then very pleased to see the deity of Lord Jagannath. Lord Nityananda, in particular, was overwhelmed with ecstasy.
সবে মিলি ধরি তারে সুস্থির করিল, ঈশ্বর সেবক মালা প্রসাদ আনি দিল।
When Lord Nityananda Prabhu nearly fainted, all the devotees caught him and steadied him. At that time, the priest of Lord Jagannath brought a garland that had been offered to the deity and offered it to Nityananda Prabhu.
প্রসাদ পাইয়া সবে হইলা আনন্দিত মনে পুনরপি আইলা সবে মহাপ্রভুর স্থানে
Everyone was pleased to receive this garland worn by Lord Jagannath. Afterwards, they all returned to the place where Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying.
উচ্চ করি করে সবে নাম সংকীর্তন তৃতীয় প্রহরে হইল প্রভুর চেতন
All of the devotees then began to loudly chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Just before noon, the Lord regained his consciousness. Just wanted to mention here for our remembrance and observation in this pastime of the etiquettes that were shown. First they went to go see Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and how they were received very nicely by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya asked them while the Lord was resting, Lord Chaitanya was resting, to go see Lord Jagannath, but then he sent his son to be their personal guide, and to make sure that they were taken care of nicely. And then, once they were there, the priest received them very well and gave them, a nice garland of Lord to Lord Nityananda, and devotees chanted kirtan. So a very nice scene, the behavior of the devotees and the servants of the devotees.
হুঙ্কার করিয়া উঠে হরি হরি বলি আনন্দে সার্বভৌম তার লইল পদধূলি
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up and very loudly chanted, Hari, Hari! Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was very pleased to see the Lord regain consciousness, and he took the dust of the Lord's lotus feet.
সার্বভৌম কহে শীঘ্র করহ মধ্যাহ্ন মুই ভিক্ষা দিমু আজ মহাপ্রসাদ অন্ন
The Bhattacharya informed all of them, Please take your midday baths immediately. Today I shall offer you Mahaprasadam, the remnants of the food offered to Lord Jagannath.
সমুদ্র স্থান করি মহাপ্রভু শীঘ্র আইলা চরণ পাখালি প্রভু আসনে বসিলা
After bathing in the sea, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees returned very soon. The Lord then washed his feet and sat down on the carpet to take lunch.
বহুত প্রসাদ সার্বভৌম আনাইল তবে মহাপ্রভু সুখে ভোজন করিল
Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya made arrangements to bring various kinds of Mahaprasadam from the Jagannath temple. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then accepted lunch with great happiness.
সুবর্ণ থালির অন্ন উত্তম ব্যঞ্জন ভক্তগণ সঙ্গে প্রভু করেন ভোজন
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was offered special rice and first-class vegetables on golden plates. He thus took lunch in the company of his devotees.
সার্বভৌম পরিবেশন করেন আপনে প্রভু কহে মোরে দেহ লাফরা ব্যঞ্জনে
While Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya personally distributed the prasadam, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested him, Please give me only boiled vegetables.
পিঠা পানা দেহ তুমি ইহা সভাগারে তবে ভট্টাচার্য কহে জুড়ি দুই করে
You can offer the cakes and preparations made of condensed milk to all the devotees. Hearing this, the Bhattacharya folded his hands and spoke as follows.
জগন্নাথ কইছে করিয়াছেন ভোজন আজি সব মহাপ্রসাদ পরমাস্বাদন
Today, all of you, please try to taste the lunch just as Lord Jagannath accepted it.
এত বলি পিঠা পানা সব খাওয়াইলা ভিক্ষা করিয়া আচমন করাইলা
After saying this, he made them all eat various cakes and condensed milk preparations. After feeding them, he offered them water to wash their hands, feet, and mouths. We'll just pause right here for a second. If you noticed that there were opulent offerings that were offered to Lord Jagannath, why do you, and then that was being distributed to all of the devotees, including Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But his request was to only bring him boiled vegetables. If any thoughts into why he may have made that request?
He's a sannyasi. I think he would just want to be simple.
Yeah.
He's in a renounced order of life. He doesn't want to eat opulent prasadam.
Right. Yeah. So to set an example of simplicity. Yeah. Of course, he's Krishna himself, and he tasted that prasadam as Lord Jagannath, all of it. But in particular, this manifestation of Krishna as Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to set the example. And as a sannyas, he set the example of an ideal sannyasi. It's a simplicity. Okay, thank you, Mother Golokananda Priya. Text 47.
আজ্ঞা মাগি গেলা গোপীনাথ আচার্যকে লায়া প্রভুর নিকট আইলা ভোজন কারিয়া
Begging permission from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya then went with Gopinath Acharya to take lunch. After finishing their lunch, they returned to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Gopinath Acharya was he was the son-in-law of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. They had a relationship. A family relationship.
নমো নারায়ণ বলি নমস্কার কইল কৃষ্ণে মতুরস্তু বলি গোসাই কইল
Offering his obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, Namo Narayanaya. I offer my obeisances to Narayana.
শুনি সার্বভৌম মনে বিচার করিল বৈষ্ণব সন্ন্যাসী ইহ বচনে জানিল
Hearing these words, Sarvabhauma understood Lord Chaitanya to be a Vaishnava sannyasi.
গোপীনাথ আচার্য রে কহে সার্বভৌম গোসাইয়ের জানিতে চাহি কাহা পূর্বাশ্রম
Sarvabhauma then said to Gopinath Acharya, I want to know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's previous situation.
গোপীনাথ আচার্য কহে নবদ্বীপে ঘর জগন্নাথ নাম পদবী মিশ্র পুরন্দর
Gopinath Acharya replied, There was a man named Jagannath who was a resident of Navadvip, and whose surname was Mishra Purandara.
বিশ্বম্ভর নাম ইহার, তাঁর ইহ পুত্র নীলাম্বর চক্রবর্তী হয়েন দৈহিত্র।
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the son of that Jagannath Mishra, and his former name was Vishwambar Mishra. He also appears to be the grandson of Nilambara Chakravarti.
সার্বভৌম কহে নীলাম্বর চক্রবর্তী, বিশারদের সমাধ্যায়ী এই তাঁর খ্যাতি।
The Bhattacharya said, Nilambara Chakravarti was a classmate of my father, Maheshwara Visharada. I knew him as such.
মিশ্র পুরন্দর তার মান্য হেন জানি, পিতার সম্বন্ধে তোহাকে পূজা করি মানি।
Jagannath Mishra Purandara was respected by my father. Thus, because of their relationship with my father, I respected both Jagannath Mishra and Nilambara Chakravarti.
নদিয়া সম্বন্ধে সার্বভৌম হৃষ্ট হইলা, পিত হেয়া গোসাইরে কহিতে লাগিলা।
Hearing that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu belonged to the Nadia district, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became very pleased and addressed the Lord as follows.
সহজেই পূজ্য তুমি, আরে তো সন্ন্যাসী, অতএব হও তোমার আমি নিজ দাস।
You are naturally respectable. Besides, you are a sannyasi. Thus, I wish to become your personal servant. And it's interesting to hear this. There was a connection. His, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's father knew Lord Chaitanya's grandfather and such, so they had some type of knowledge of each other. Or some of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had some knowledge of him, and that happens to us too. If we're somewhere and we know somebody who knows somebody knew our parents, or we knew somebody's parents, or we knew somebody, a classmate of somebody, and it gives us a certain feeling of compassion, or there's a connection, or I'll do something for you. And we're starting to see Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya now, seeing this sannyasi who he took special interest in, and brought him back to his home after he had fainted in ecstasy. And now he's really starting to develop a more of a personal connection with him based on relationships of their fathers and grandfathers.
শুনি মহাপ্রভু কইল শ্রী বিষ্ণু শরণ, ভট্টাচার্যে কহে কিছু বিনয় বচন।
As soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this from the Bhattacharya, he immediately remembered Lord Vishnu and began to speak humbly to him as follows.
তুমি জগৎগুরু, সর্বলোক হিতকর্তা, বেদান্ত পড়াও সন্ন্যাসীর উপকর্তা।
Because you are the teacher of Vedanta philosophy, you are the master of all the people in the world, and their well-wisher as well. You are also the benefactor of all kinds of sannyasis.
আমি বালক সন্ন্যাসী, ভালো মন্দ নাহি জানি, তোমার আশ্রয় নিলু গুরু করি মানি।
I am a young sannyasi, and actually I have no knowledge of what is good and what is bad. Therefore, I am taking shelter of you and accepting you as my spiritual master. Oh. Hold on 1 second. I had a 1 second here. I missed the purport to that one. Hold on, I don't know why that was off. Okay. Purport. I apologize for that. For some reason, that purport was off. Because you are the teacher of Vedanta philosophy, you are the master of all the people in the world and their well-wisher as well. You are also the benefactor of all kinds of sannyasis. Purport. Because the Mayavadi sannyasis teach Vedanta philosophy to their students or disciples, they are customarily called Jagat Guru. This indicates that they are all the benefactors of all people. Although Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was not a sannyasi, but a householder, he used to invite all the sannyasis to his home and offer them prasadam. Thus he was accepted as the best well-wisher and friend of all the sannyasis. Text 59. I think we read this one. Text 59. So text 60.
তোমার সঙ্গ লাগি মোর ইহা আগমন সর্বপ্রকারে করিবে আমারে পালন
I have come here only to associate with you, and I am now taking shelter of you. Will you kindly maintain me in all respects? As Lord Chaitanya, he's being very humble and respectful to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya due to his dedication of service and seniority.
আজ যে হইল আমার বড়ই বিপত্তি তাহা হইতে কইলে তুমি আমার অব্যাহতি
The incident that happened today was a great obstacle for me, but you have kindly relieved me of it.
ভট্টাচার্য কহে একলে তুমি না যাইজ দর্শনে আমার সঙ্গে যাবে কিংবা আমার লোক শোনে
The Bhattacharya replied, "Do not go alone to see the deity at the Jagannath temple. It is better that you go with me or my men."
প্রভু কহে মন্দিরের ভিতরে না যাইব গরুরের পাশে রহি দর্শন করিব
The Lord said, "I shall never enter the temple, but I shall always view the Lord from the side of the Garuda Stamba."
গোপীনাথ আচার্যকে কহে সার্বভৌম তুমি গোসাইরে লইয়া করাইও দর্শন
And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya then told Gopinathacharya, "Take Goswamiji and show him Lord Jagannath." So he's telling him to go back and take darshan of Lord Jagannath, but this time go with others to help him, I guess, from perhaps having the same occurrence that took place when he experienced the ecstatic symptoms and passed out in ecstasy. And if he did, there would be people there to help guide him or support him if he collapses and faints again.
আমার মাতৃ শশাগৃহ নির্জন স্থান তাহা বাসা দেহ কর সমাধান কর সর্ব সমাধান
Also, the apartment belonging to my maternal aunt is in a very solitary place, Make all arrangements for him to stay there.
গোপীনাথ প্রভু লয়া তার বাসা দিল, জল জলপাত্র দিক সর্ব সমাধান করিল।
Thus, Gopinathacharya took Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his residential quarters and showed him where to find water, tubs, and water pots. Indeed, he arranged everything.
আর দিন গোপীনাথ প্রভু স্থানে গিয়া শয্যাস্থান দর্শন করিল লইয়া।
The next day, Gopinathacharya took Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to see the early rising of Lord Jagannath.
মুকুন্দ দত্ত লয়া আইলা সার্বভৌম স্থানে, সার্বভৌম কিছু তারে বলিলা বচনে।
Gopinathacharya then took Mukunda Datta with him and went to Sarvabhauma's house. When they arrived, Sarvabhauma addressed Mukunda Datta as follows.
প্রকৃতি বিনীত সন্ন্যাসী দেখিতে সুন্দর, আমার বহু প্রীতি বাড়ে ইহার বোধ।
The sannyasi is very meek and humble by nature, and his person is very beautiful to see. Consequently, my affection for him increases. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya considered Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu a very humble and meek person, because although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a sannyasi, he still retained his brahmachari name. The Lord took sannyas from Keshava Bharti in the Bharati Sampradaya, in which the brahmacharis, the assistants of the sannyasis, are named Chaitanya. Even after accepting sannyas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu retained the name Chaitanya, meaning a humble servant of a sannyasi. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya appreciated this very much. It's very interesting how Lord Chaitanya presented himself. Although the Supreme Lord, and he covered that in his desire to distribute love of God, to teach us how to perform proper devotional service, and then wanting to experience as a devotee service to the Supreme Lord. He always retained this humility in his presentation, his actions, but here we see also in his name. He wasn't interested in advancing his name per se in terms of status. He kept the name of within the sannyasi dialect. He kept the name Chaitanya, which means a humble servant of the sannyasis. So even when he became a sannyasi, he didn't change his name. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is appreciating this humility very much. Okay, let's do one or two more, and then we'll end for today.
কোন সম্প্রদায়ের সন্ন্যাস করিয়াছেন গ্রহণ, কিবা নাম ইহার শুনিতে হয় মন।
From which sampradaya has he accepted the sannyas order, and what is his name?
গোপীনাথ কহে নাম শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য, গুরু ইহার কেশব ভারতী মহাধন্য।
Gopinathacharya replied, the Lord's name is Sri Krishna Chaitanya, and his sannyas preceptor is the greatly fortunate Keshava Bharati.
সার্বভৌম কহে ইহার নাম সর্বোত্তম ভারতী সম্প্রদায় ইহা হয়েন মধ্যম
Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, Sri Krishna is a very good name, but he belongs to the Bharati community. Therefore, he is a second-class sannyasi.
গোপীনাথ কহে ইহার নাহি বাহ্যপেক্ষা অতএব বড় সম্প্রদায়ের নাহিক অপেক্ষা
Gopinathacharya replied, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not rely on any external formality. There is no need for him to accept sannyas order from a superior sampradaya. Purport. We're going to leave this one till next week because it's a longer purport. And it would be good to start with this one fresh next week. So we'll reread this one, text number 73, at the beginning of next Wednesday. Any comments, questions, or reflections, appreciations of what we read today about Lord Chaitanya's kind of introduction to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, as well as the devotees' interactions with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and the Jagannath at Jagannath Puri?
One question. In Mukunda that new Lord Chaitanya from Navadvip or just met him in Jagannath Puri?
Navadvip.
Navadvip.
Because he traveled with them. He was part of the group that traveled with Lord Nityananda and the other devotees. He was traveling with Lord Chaitanya, but Lord Chaitanya went ahead. I guess as a sannyasi, he wanted to enter in by himself without appearing like a big entourage. So he went ahead, and they followed a little bit behind them.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you very much. A
Thank
nice class. So we can see here that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being a supreme personality of Godhead, is still, he is behaving like a simple devotee, and how simply he wants to eat, how simply he is behaving. All these things are so exemplary for all of us, and shows how we should really pass our life, that living simple life, and how thinking about the Lord all the time, So he practically showed that. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Kaivalya Prabhu. It's very nice that you mentioned that. We have to hear this over and over again, the example that Lord Chaitanya set. Anyone else? Okay, thank you all for listening today to these nectarian pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we'll see everybody tomorrow, Srimad Bhagavatam class. And I want to just mention once again, I'll mention two things. One, His Grace Mukunda Datta Prabhu, a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, will be at the temple tomorrow night, Thursday night. He'll be doing kirtan as well as Krishna Katha. Please come 6:30. We'll have a program from start at 6:30. You don't want to miss this. He lives in Vrindavan. He's very scholarly. Gives very wonderful classes. And I'm sure he was here last year as well. I'm sure if you missed him, I'm sure you'll really enjoy his association. So that's Thursday night, tomorrow night. And then Saturday morning, we invite you all to come to the temple. We have a Mangal Artik program every Saturday morning. It's very sweet. to be every day. Mangalartik is there at the temple, but due to different work and family commitments, many people can't come. But if you can come on Saturday, join the devotees, your spiritual life will be uplifted. Chanting the japa with the devotees, Guru Puja, greeting the deities. We give the Srimad Bhagavatam class live from the temple, and then breakfast prasadam. This Saturday, we're doing a cleanup day as well as preparations for Nrsimha Chaturdasi, which is on Sunday. So anybody looking to do some seva, please come and join us Saturday morning, right after breakfast, around 9:30, 10 o'clock. Okay, and then on Sunday, we have our Nrsimha Chaturdasi festival. It's going to be really wonderful. It's on Sunday, so we'll celebrate it as part of the Sunday feast. We have Nrsimha Yagya at 4 o'clock, and then different kirtans and classes. It's our good fortune. We have His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu will be speaking that evening. We have a drama, Pushpa Abhishek of Lord Nrsingadev. So please come early and take part in all the nectar that will be available in service to Lord Nrsingadev on that day. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhuvye
Vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.